Hey everybody, Vade here. This is just a very quick video. This is I'm just uh, showing you guys this is like a failed video that I was trying to do here. So you guys know how I was trying to create, or I created this video here. Where was it? Um, it was this video right here.
This is a
The J
demo.
the ChatGPT 150 problem calculus exam. Okay, so if you guys have been, not living under a rock here, and you guys have been watching the news or just been updated with AI and stuff like that, you guys have probably heard of the Chinese AI called DeepSeek and how it is actually opener than OpenAI. It is more open than OpenAI because the code is just out there. I downloaded it to my computer. Now again, maybe it's not that much open because what happened in 19 okay, I'm not gonna okay, joking aside, I think it is really cool that they're giving out all the code and you're just able to download it. Now I downloaded two of the DeepSeek models, R132B, which is the second most powerful model, and R170B, which is the most powerful model. Now my computer is not nearly powerful enough to receive instantaneous responses from both of these models, but I think it can somewhat handle the R132B model, which is what I use to uh, try to make a 150 problem calculus exam. And if you're wondering here, I can pull up my computer specs, and yeah, my taskbar and all looks different than from my usual videos because I'm on my gaming computer. And why am I on a gaming computer? Why am I on my gaming computer? It's because my gaming computer has a much more powerful graphics card. Like on the computer that I usually uh, record videos on, that has like a RX 5700 XT, 32 gigs of RAM, i5 10400F. But then this computer here has like a Ryzen 9, 128 gigs of RAM, and a RX 7900X XTX GPU, like much more powerful, right? And so that's why I wanted to see, because it's free and it's really easy, thanks to the help of some ordinary gamers, Mudahar, right? He made a video about the DeepSeek AI and how to actually install it in your computer. Thank you so much. Muda for doing that. I was curious, like, could it maybe do the same task that I asked R1, especially since people have been experimenting with this AI and saying that it yields similar, if not better, results than O1. Now, it's actually quite interesting how they developed DeepSeek here. While it's controversial, it's allegedly said that it costs. It's the cost is much cheaper, and that makes sense because to further elaborate on that, they're saying that they use NVIDIA's H800 GPUs compared to the norm of the H100 GPUs used by companies like OpenAI and Meta. Right, so they use H800 GPUs. I'm guessing that's because before the sanctions and stuff, uh, that was the best they could get, and that's why since they can't get the better GPUs, they just are sticking with that, and they've been taking great advantage of that. And of course, since they are less powerful, it's cheaper to actually maintain that computing power. Allegedly, I don't know the complete details on that. Also, I don't own a bunch of GPUs, so I mean, again, AI, it's not necessarily the best for the environment. Um, Again, you can read a bunch of articles saying how if you type one thing into ChatGPT, like 5 trees will get destroyed or something like that. It's like, yeah, AI is not that great for the environment. That's all I'm gonna comment on. I don't know 100% of the facts on those claims, but uh, all I can say is that it's not really that great for the environment. Um, so I tried asking it the same thing as S01, anticipating great results since I assume there's like an unlimited, like I said, use as much tokens as you want because it wouldn't do the rest of the questions. It's like, oh, here's a template for latex. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, like use all the tokens you want. This is for research. You can abuse my GPU all you want. And I mean, I have to say, first of all, and you can pause the video and read this, it's very human. It's very human. I think you know how if you seen my O1 video or if you just use O1, you know how it like shows its thinking process, its logic, and how it seems kind of robotic. Although the logic is pretty clear, it uses that like ChatGPT uses that like professor kind of vocabulary that no one really uses, at least in verbal English. But then like this is like simple English. This is like very easy to follow. Like I literally said 150 problem calculus 1 final exam, and it was like this is this 150 problems is too long, right? It's going to lead to student fatigue. Like what? I mean that's like very human, right? It's like thinking about that practicality. Like also um if you see here like space efficiency, like this could mean saving paper when printing the exam. Like I love the thoughtfulness there. And again, I think that it's kind of smart that they weren't gonna give the 150 problems, but at the same time, I feel like the efficiency in creating those 150 questions could have been better discussed. Like O1, right? I'm sure O1 definitely has like parameters as to how many tokens. I don't know the token limit specifically per prompt inputted, but it was able to create like pretty close to 150 questions and pretty fast. I mean, again, it's H100s, but that's most likely because they have a more efficient, ML and just way of handling their AI, right? The GPT. Um, but here, I don't really know about the efficiency. Maybe that's just trying to stop and like give that general answer. And that's again what ChatGPT is known for doing usually on the free models, right? Like it won't give you a full answer. It'll just provide you the template or the foundation, um, which is good. But if I'm asking for the entire thing, I want the entire thing here. And I said use all the tokens you want. Um, complete it entirely, and then it's like thinking, and it's like the users asked me to do this. It's like acknowledging the entire prompt, but then it's like figuring out how I can acknowledge the request. It's like it's kind of interesting. It's like the child, like let's say there's parents and a child, right? And the child's like, I want ice cream, and the parent is kind of like figuring out how do I say no to the child, when they want ice cream, and it's like this is exactly what's kind of going on here, and it's really interesting. Um, and I took a look here at these problems, and I can pull them up here that it generated here, and they're pretty basic. Like if you're wondering, like this direct substitution, I don't know why I didn't use limit notation here. Like this could have just been easily condensed. Very easy chain rule problem, very easy power rule, FTC problem, very easy, very easy. Look, these are very uh, foundational. Also gave an answer key. I didn't ask for that, but I mean, it's like, come on, do all the problems. Then, if you want to add more, sure, give an answer key. But like, I mean, it's interesting. It says it used 928 tokens here, and then with the second one, it used 1,426. So I mean, that's interesting. And so ultimately, I don't think like unless I give it piece by piece, it'll probably give me 150 questions, but that would take hours because just for making six, it took like 5 minutes or like more than five, like 10 minutes to make even six questions. Now, again, I want to emphasize here, this is on my computer. This is running locally. Like if I turn off the internet right now, this AI would still work. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Like this is chatbox.ai. It's like the GUI for the Olama API that I'm using. Again, followed Mudahar's tutorial. I don't know how, like, if there's some like default token limit that they just don't want to exceed, but whatever it is, like, please let me in the comment section how I can fix that. Where I can just keep responding and keep thinking and using my GPU at 100%. Like, I'm fine with that. Okay, just tell me how. Like, I can understand why they are doing this because if you give a 5-year-old this and they're just going to be typing, they'll just be wasting a lot of computing power, electricity, bad for the environment, you know, full circle. But I'm doing this for research, and I'm completely fine with that this just because it's like a one-time thing, just a research experiment. And of course, it's just the reason why I didn't proceed with this, and I was trying to make a video on this, is just because it's gonna take way too much time. So I just, with the 6 questions it gave me, they were pretty easy, pretty basic. I mean, if these were the first five out of the 150, I would be fine with that because it's like, okay, here's some freebies. And again, it was trying to give me some more questions, and again, I stopped early. I was just like, nah. I would say this one again, basic U sub, or no, this is a derivative. This is a um, basic chain rule. This right here, tabular integration. This one was like my favorite problem. This was one that was nice. You could use DI method here. It's a very efficient way of doing integration by parts whenever possible. Um, Now, another thing I just want to say before ending off the video here, just to kind of emphasize here, the how intriguing this story is. It's like DeepSeek, they're using the resources that they have, where OpenAI, like $40 billion, SoftBank, all this stuff, and it's like they're just with their older GPUs making a very competitive model, and of course giving it to the public. They're being more open. I'm not saying like what happened at Tiananmen Square in 1989, or Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh, or something. If I mention something like that in here, then I mean, I don't know. But I mean, people, as I speak, people are probably looking into the code and seeing where these parameters are set, and that'd be quite interesting to see how they set those parameters. And I guarantee you, if I put some controversial thing about like Donald Trump or something, it would be able to respond. So I mean, or some other American figure or other world leader like Kim Jong Un or something. Like I could probably talk about them, and it'll respond fine. But it's quite interesting. Like Sam Altman, very scared, but at the same time, they're still making a hell of a lot of money ever since the new investment in the Stargate project and stuff like that. Uh, but I mean, Sam Altman, I'm pretty sure he claimed that DeepSeek was actually training off of GPT and their models. Now, and he says that it's against TOS, which I'm pretty sure is true if you read the fine print of the GPT API. But at the same time, it's China, Sam. What the hell are you trying to do? I mean, the best you could do is try to convince uh, the ban of this, blacklisting this website. Like ISPs cannot show this or something like that. Like, I mean, maybe that's the best you can do here. Against China, they'll find their ways. Um, what else? Nvidia's stock, it plummeted. That was quite interesting. I mean, they weren't actively buying new technology from Nvidia, like OpenAI, so that probably caused some scare and probably some motivation for some other AI startups. Like, oh, let's try to use maybe the GPUs that we have instead of buying new ones, expecting more progress. Maybe it's just like we need to modify our ML algorithm. Maybe. So maybe that those are some causes as to why that happened. Um, and one final thing before I end this discussion here of the failed video. And again, maybe I may follow up on this by using the web version of this and creating an account with DeepSeek and using using their servers. But that'll be interesting. Especially since they got their website got hacked, which is kind of expected. But yeah, anyway, to end this off here, when I actually downloaded this, now question, because again, if you want to get access to like OpenAI's API, you'll have to, the GPT API, you'll have to pay a decent amount of money. You want to get the code, even more money. That's a hell of a lot of money just to see the code of like GPT. But I'm able to see the code of, if people are able to see the code for DeepSeek for absolutely free, which is great. I love it. But this actually answers a pretty like common question that people who've not like really experienced like AI or know about like computer science would ask. Like they'll be like, "Oh, how much storage does this AI take?" Like I mean, first of all, storage is not really a huge priority. It's more about the computing power and the GPUs and just the computer like components itself. I mean, again, like storage is part of the like HDD or an SSD or just some storage. Storage devices are part of a computer, but it's like the essential components. Like I mean, yeah, if your distributions, your OSs, you need a storage device, but you get what I mean. Like the computing power itself is what's actually really important here, not like the 42 gigabytes of code and files that were composed of the best DeepSeek model, which is R170B, which you need a beast. Like my computer is a beast of a computer, but you need like a pure like NASA computer to run that right there. But R132B it was about like 20 gigabytes, right? Um, but again, my internet's pretty fast, so it took like a few minutes to download both of them. But it's quite interesting. Like answers a fundamental question by people who are not that experienced with this world. Like how much storage does an AI take up? So DeepSeek, very complex AI so far, as per the experimenting that people have done, produces similar, if not better, responses to prompts compared to GPT-o1, which is a paid model, which you can get for with limited query amounts, like for $20 a month. Um, so with this being very competitive, like compared to like Llama with Meta and Gemini with Google, like this is something very serious. Like I'm gonna be honest here, those models suck. Like you can download Meta's AI, their API completely for free too. Like I did that like before this, like a few months ago, but it kind of sucked. Um, Meta's AI is kind of pathetic. Same with Gemini. Don't really like it as much as well. I mean, it's kind of like they have to do something, right? Because, ever since OpenAI, it's like they're also big tech, so they're intimidated by um, OpenAI, obviously, as expected. It's like they have to do something. I mean, to be fair, like Zuck, man, you've been buying a hell of a lot of H100 GPUs. Like, come on, you're a programmer by heart. Do something about the ML algorithm, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's just how it is. The world of AI is getting more and more interesting every day, and AI has been with us, not since ChatGPT existed. It's actually been there for a very, very long time. Some AI features that we've seen for a very, very long time are now things that we take for granted, such as autocorrect. Correcting spelling errors, grammar errors, punctuation errors based off of tons of user error. So it's like machine learning. It's been there for a very, very long time. It's only recently where we've seen it actually go so far, like we've seen with ChatGPT and now DeepSeek. And competition is stirring up people. Yeah. So I'll follow up with this video if the web version of DeepSeek is like kind of safe for me to use. So yeah, hopefully found this video quite helpful or kind of interesting. Wish it would have worked, but yeah, let me know if I can change the token limit on this, or if there is, or it's just like I don't want to abuse the GPU. Like this has a very practical nature, like fatigue of the student, saving space, So let me know. Thanks for watching.